Hi you guys, it's me Autumn. So today, if you're wondering about the mask, it's because at the moment I'm highly contagious and I have strep throat and scarlet fever, and there are other people in the house that I do not want to contaminate. So I'm sorry, but I will be wearing the mask today. I did want to make a video for you guys because I had a conversation that I found was very intriguing and insightful, and I kind of wanted to share it with you guys, if that's okay. Also, I know you can't see it, but shout out to my sun and moon. I love y'all all out there. You know, you're my favorite human beings in this world. And yeah, my friend and I were talking yesterday about fears and, you know, how to overcome them and stuff like that. So, first off, I asked him what their fear was. And they said their fear was, you know, being themselves and not fitting in. And I said, listen, I can only give you my opinions. I don't know if it'll change your thoughts on these fears, but, you know, let's talk about it, you know? And they were like, sure, why not? So, we started talking about it. Now, I told them I will give you 3 points at most. After those 3, you can take it or leave it. Whatever happens, happens. They said, okay. So, the first point, I said, go look in the mirror. And they looked in the mirror, and I said, okay, who do you see? And they were like, I see me. I said, great. Do you see anybody else you're trying to fit in with? They said, no. I said, okay. So, at the end of the day, that's who you have to please. That is who has to live with the decisions you've made. That is the person that needs to like who they are, okay? Nobody else, because everybody else has their own mirror they have to go look into. So, do you want to love yourself and love you, who the inner you is, or do you want to be somebody fake that nobody loves, or that doesn't love themselves? Sorry, not that nobody loves. And they were like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, but like still, I don't. And I said, okay, whoa. Number 2. What is normal here? And they went on to describe a normal person. I said, that's only in the movies. That is not normal here. Here, it is normal to get a cup of coffee with your breakfast. When I was in Dublin and London, it was not normal there. They looked at me like I was crazy. Okay, it's normal there for you to get a cup of tea with your breakfast, which I personally loved. Holla. Yes, you guys are doing it right. But, you know, that's normal there. That is not normal here. So, normal is a relative term, depending on what society you're in. Okay? So, there is no technical term for normal. There's no cookie cutter shape for normal that you can fit yourself through. There's not, you know? We come from all around the globe with all different traditions and ideas and stuff like that. So there's no normal. Here, for the longest time, skinny girls were appreciated, you know? But you go anywhere else, and they like their thick girls. And even here now, they like their thick girls, which, yes, we are finally evolving. But, like, there, I would be considered anorexic. Here, I am not. So, again, it all depends on what normal is for that society. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the same. There's no strict guidelines for what normal is. So why are you trying to fit into something that doesn't exist? They said, okay, yeah, I get you. I said, okay. Number 3. And I used Rosa Parks as an example, so give me a second. Okay. My example was, tell me any of the African Americans that were on Rosa Parks' bus that did not stay in their seat. Tell me any of them that moved or any of the people at the back of the bus. Give me any of their names. One name. That's fine. Just give me one name. And they looked at me and they're like, I don't know any of their names. And I said, exactly. You don't. And if you do, it's very few people that know. But do you know why you know Rosa Parks' name? Because she wasn't afraid to be herself. Even though she was petrified and tired, she still stood up for what she believed in. She didn't want to listen to society's normal. What they say has to be the norm. What is the norm for them? She said, no, screw that. I'm not doing that. So, with that being said, you have to take into consideration, do you really want to follow what society says is normal? Do you want to be forgotten? Or do you want to change history and actually be remembered? Because every single African American in those times that didn't stand up, that didn't, go against society, a lot of them weren't remembered. And that's sad. That's very sad. And that happens every day in society. There are a lot of people that have a 9-to-5 job, job just over broke. They don't have a career. They have nothing they're going towards. They just want to fit in and not be noticed, And guess what happens? They're forgotten. They live their life, yeah, they have a happy life. They might have family, relatives, all that stuff. But after a while, society forgets about them. And that's just very sad. That's a very sad thing to think of. And it hurts me when I think of that. And I told him that, and I said, so why would you want to be forgotten? Why would anyone want to be forgotten? And he said, that makes sense. And then I said, listen, having courage is not having no fear. It's not being petrified. That's a lie, okay? Having courage means that even though you are petrified, even though, bad things could happen to you or whatever, or, you might not be liked, or you might have the worst, look upon, people might look down on you and stuff like that and have the worst reputation and all this stuff. You're still gonna do it because you know it's right. Like, that's what courage is. Courage is not being courageous in the absence of fear. It's overcoming the fear. It's saying, God darn it, I am petrified and I'm still doing this. And that's also how you have the most fun, most thrilling adventures. How are you gonna achieve anything just by sitting in your room? You can't be a little scared child. You have to go outside, You might have to scrape your knees a couple of times. It's okay to be afraid. It's not okay to have it hold you back. You have to remember that you got this. You are a sensuine, is that the word? Sensual. Is sensuine a word? I'm gonna guess it's a word. And if not, you know what? Now it's a word. It is Autumn's word. You are a sensuine. There we go. You are a sensuine being having a human experience, okay? You are stardust in a bag of bones and skin, okay? Listen, you are a human being. Human being. That is what we are. Why would you not want to make a difference? Why would you be ashamed of who you are? Because you're amazing. So, with that being said, to deal with fear, you guys just have to face it, or you don't always have to face it face on. Okay, you guys can face it with others. Like, I'm scared of being alone and forgotten. So you know what I did? I've been alone, and If I'm forgotten, well, then I'm forgotten, you know? That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna continue trying to help the world by talking to you guys. You know, that's not gonna make me stop trying to help you and enrich your life with some knowledge or wisdom. Or I love you guys oh so much, and I'll see you guys next autumn. And again, if you guys have fears, it's okay. You don't necessarily have to face them. You know, you can let them exist, but don't let them stop you. There are other ways to get around your fears instead of facing them by yourself. On that note, I love you guys oh so much. And I hope you guys are doing amazing and have an amazing week. I'll see you guys next autumn. Bye.